All right, welcome to today's explainer. If you're gearing up for a spelling bee, or honestly, if you just want to drastically upgrade your everyday vocabulary, you absolutely need a powerful toolkit. Well, today we're opening up a master toolbox, the complete AUD Word Family. Now remember, the Latin root aud simply means to hear or to listen. And today we aren't just memorizing a few random words. We're actually gamifying the whole experience. We're going to level up through over 30 spelling bee priority words, starting from everyday essentials and going all the way up to a completely hidden word family that will absolutely blow your mind. Here's our level map for today. We'll start with essential AUD words, move into academic and science terms, hit the advanced audiophile territory, uncover the hidden AUD family, and finally wrap it all up with a boss battle review game. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive right in. Level 1, essential AUD words. These are your foundational words, the ones every speller absolutely has to know. Think about being at a massive concert. The audio is the actual sound you're taking in. If the speakers are pumping and working great, the music is audible, meaning it's able to be heard perfectly. But if the power suddenly cuts out, it becomes inaudible, totally silent, right? And you, along with everyone else standing around listening, you're the audience, literally a massive group of listeners. And this connection to hearing, it's everywhere. Think about it. When an actor steps into an audition, the directors are primarily there to listen to their performance. Or hey, maybe you'd rather listen to a good story instead of reading it, so you grab an audiobook. And when a slick presentation uses both sound and sight, we call that audiovisual, cleverly blending AUD for hearing and VIS for seeing. Boom, level 1 is in the bag. All right, time to level up. Welcome to level 2, academic and science words. These are the types of words that really love to show up in regional spelling bees. They take that same simple idea of hearing and apply it to a professional setting. Imagine walking through your school. Your auditory nerve is what lets you hear all the echoes bouncing around the auditorium, which, you guessed it, is a massive room built specifically for listening. Meanwhile, maybe down the hall an auditor is running an audit. Now, historically, an audit was an official exam that actually required listening to financial accounts being read out loud. So it all essentially boils down to audibility, whether or not those specific details could actually be heard. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when we mix AUD with scientific suffixes in the medical field. Audiology is the scientific study of hearing. So naturally, the specialist who treats you is an audiologist. And what's their go-to tool? An audiometer, a device used specifically to measure your hearing. The actual process of taking that measurement, that's called audiometry. Now, the physical printed chart you get from that measurement, that's your audiogram. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sound doesn't just get measured, it can actually trigger physical reactions. Something that is audiogenic, is literally caused by sound, like a reflex or a seizure. And the probability of a sound causing that specific reaction is known as its audiogenicity. You definitely want to sound out those syllables super carefully for the B. Moving right along, we are now entering level 3, audiophile and advanced words. This is true championship tier spelling bee territory. Now, what's really interesting about this is what happens when we attach the suffix phile, which simply means a lover of. An audiophile, AUDIOFILE, is someone who is absolutely obsessed with high-quality sound. We're talking vintage record players, $1,000 headphones, the whole shebang. And that intense, passionate love for sound reproduction itself, that condition is known as audiophilia. I actually want to put a special spotlight on this incredibly cool word right here, audile, ADYL. An audile is simply a person who learns best by listening. Think about that for a second. If you're absorbing this explainer right now, just by listening to my voice and internalizing these concepts, there's a really good chance you're an audile yourself. It is a fantastic, super uncommon word to keep in your back pocket. Let's keep the momentum going with a few more rare literary gems. You might learn things auditorily, so through hearing, maybe by listening to an auditee perform. And anyone who is actively listening is considered audient, actively engaging an auditor or hearing. But the ultimate boss-level words here had that intense X prefix. X audition isn't just hearing, it's the act of hearing someone out completely and with total clarity. Okay, brace yourselves. Level 4, the hidden AUD family. This is the secret, hidden level that most students completely miss because these words don't even start with AUD. But trust me, the DNA is absolutely identical. So the crucial point is this wild linguistic evolution. We know AUD means to hear, but centuries and centuries ago, the Latin prefix ob was tacked on to create ob audir, which meant to listen to very closely. Over time, as this word bounced through Old French and finally landed in English, ob audir literally morphed into the word obey. The concept of listening closely evolved entirely into following instructions. Because of that deeply hidden history, everyday words like obey, obedient, and obedience, plus the rebellious counterparts like disobey and disobedience, are completely, secretly part of the AUD family tree. It's wild, right? From now on, every single time you spell obedient, just remember you're actually spelling a word that originally just meant listening. How cool is that? All right, the moment of truth, level 5, the boss battle review game. It all comes down to this. I'm going to ask you for the word, and I want you to mentally lock it in, or hey, just shout it out before I reveal the answer. Here are your first 3 targets. Number 1, which AUD word means a group of listeners? Lock it in. Number 2, which word means unable to be heard? Got it? And number 3, what is the scientific study of hearing? Think about that suffix. Let's see how you did. A group of listeners, that's an audience. Unable to be heard, inaudible. And the scientific study of hearing, that is audiology. Absolutely fantastic job if you just went 3 for 3. But hold on, the boss battle isn't quite over yet. Let's knock out the second half of our review. Here we go. Question 4. What's the specific device used to measure hearing? Question 5. What exactly do we call a person who just loves high-quality sound? And finally, question 6, reaching way back into that hidden family we just uncovered. What word means willing to obey? Take a quick second. All right, the answers are the measuring device is an audiometer, the ultimate sound lover is an audiophile, and willing to obey, that is obedient. Huge congratulations if you nailed those. You have officially conquered the boss battle and proven you totally own this root word. And that brings us to our final summary. The National Spelling Bee Priority List, completely mastered. By truly understanding just this one single Latin root, you haven't just memorized a random list of words. You've built a rock-solid, championship-level vocabulary foundation. Just look at the massive volume of knowledge you've absorbed here today, from everyday essentials like audio and audience, all the way through those academic heavy hitters like auditorium and audiologist. You're no longer just memorizing, you're actively decoding the hidden patterns of the English language. Let's move to the next set and see how this builds. You've conquered the absolute advanced tiers too, scientific instruments like the audiometer, super rare gems like X-Audition, all the way down to uncovering the incredibly sneaky obedience family. That is over 30 spelling bee priority words perfectly locked in and all stemming from one simple, powerful concept to hear. You have officially mastered the AUD word family. But here's what I want you to really think about as we wrap up today. If all of these massive, complex words were just hiding behind a simple little root for hearing, well, what other massive word families are hiding right in plain sight in your everyday vocabulary, just waiting to be unlocked? The English language is basically a giant puzzle, and you just found one of the most powerful corner pieces. Keep exploring, keep learning, and I will see you in the next explainer.